I'm here with Blake Griffin at the Clippers training facility. Blake, possibly the hardest working guy in the gym right here. I know you put in a lot of work to keep your game on point, but as you see your game evolve, how gratifying is that? All right, it's draft day and we're here at the Clippers practice facility with Clippers head coach Vinny Del Negro. Coach, coming into today's draft, how have you guys prepared for this? Now, I know you've got bigger goals than just the personal accolades, but the fact that your name has been thrown in with the MVP conversations, does that resonate with you? The Clippers own the 53rd pick tonight overall. How do you find value late in the second round? Yeah, you talk about that. A lot of guys, you've had a lot of injuries, a lot of people stepping up and doing their part. Jamal Crawford, one of those guys, huge sixth man. He's come in, he's come off the bench. What kind of an impact has he had for you guys? Now, looking at this 2012 draft class overall, what are your perceptions of this class? Now, you and DeAndre Jordan are the two longest tenured Clippers here. Not only are you guys teammates, but you guys are pretty close too. I mean, how have you seen him grow over the years? What do you say the goals of this organization are going forward? Yeah, that's something that Doc also asked of him too, to focus on that defensive end. Do you think it's challenging for a player to just focus on one end of the court like that and just be a dominant presence? Thanks, Coach. Now this team is heading towards the playoffs, a closing stretch of the regular season. Where do you see this team as now, and how confident are you in this last run? With Clippers head coach Vinny Del Negro, I'm Madelyn Burke for LAC TV. Thanks, Blake. Thank you. Blake Griffin, I'm Madelyn Burke. You're watching LAC TV. Clippers held a pre-draft workout today. I'm here with Brandon Davies out of BYU. Brandon, how did this workout go for you today? Clippers held another pre-draft workout today. I'm here with Mike Muscala. Mike, how did this workout go for you today? You've had quite a few of these workouts so far in this process, the pre-draft process. What was the difference between the other ones that you've experienced and the Clippers one today? How has this process been for you going through all these pre-draft workouts with various teams? Now, in your last season in college, you seemed to be developing your face-up game, your jump shot a little bit more. What was the key to getting that growth in your game? Now, you had a pretty big growth spurt in high school from what I heard about. Speaking of hard work, you had to serve a suspension for a little bit, but coming back into the game, how did you kind of stay ready and come back on and make an impact, and what does that say about your character? Now, you started high school at 6'1", and then you graduated at 6'10", though. That's a pretty big difference. What do you see your most immediate impact in the NBA being? And did that help you kind of grow a versatile shooting game and stuff for a big man? And what areas of your game are you looking forward to growing even more to get to the NBA level? What do you see that you look forward to working on the most to develop your NBA game? Well, good luck to you, Brandon. Thanks, Mike. Good luck to you. This offseason, the Clippers signed Byron Mullins as a free agent. Mullins played for the Charlotte Bobcats last season, where he started 41 games and averaged career-high numbers, more than 10 points and 6 rebounds a game. He's a shooting big who can stretch the floor, which is something the Clippers were lacking last season. Now, Byron's already been in Los Angeles quite a bit this summer working out with his new teammates. I got a chance to catch up with him today after a Clippers voluntary workout at the training facility. We're here at the Clippers training facility, and I'm with Lorenzo Brown after the Clippers pre-draft workout today. Lorenzo, how was this workout experience for you today? What are your impressions of this team, looking at it at first? You guys haven't played together quite yet, but you guys have worked out quite a bit this summer. Where do you think your strengths stood out in today's workout? Last couple of seasons you were with Charlotte, and it seemed like that was the place that your career really kind of started taking hold and you really grew. What was it about that situation that helped you flourish? Now, at 6'5" as a point guard, how have you used your size as your advantage, and how do you kind of continue to translate that into the NBA? Doc talked a lot about defense kind of being his priority. I mean, we've heard about that through Summer League, throughout this summer. How key is it going to have a coach like Doc to help your defense develop? Now, what have you learned about this game and this next level of transition during this process of these pre-draft workouts? A lot of new guys on this team. You guys are going away to San Diego for training camp, kind of all in a vacuum over there. Do you think that's going to be a good place to start that trust process? What do you see your biggest area that you want to work on before you kind of get into the NBA? Now, off the court, I know basketball takes up quite a bit of time, but off the court, what does Byron Mullins do in his free time? What about your most immediate impact? Oh, well, we can't wait to watch him grow this year, too.
He'll be running around.
I believe it. He'll be running around the locker room with all the other kids. Now, going through this whole process has got to be pretty exciting for you. I mean, what do you think is going to be the part that you're going to remember most about this whole pre-draft process in 10, 15 years from now? All right, well, we're looking forward to a great season. Right, thank you so much. Good luck to you. JJ Redick making a return to the Clippers starting lineup in tonight's win over the Lakers. How did it feel to get back in that starting role? Clippers with the win over the visiting Denver Nuggets in the final home game of the regular season. clinching the franchise record 57-win season, but having a season like this, what does that say about this team heading towards the playoffs? Now, last game you made your return coming off the bench, and you said you weren't quite pleased with how you played. But, after a day of practice and a game today, how are you feeling? Now, looking at tonight's game, you guys were up by as many as 23. Denver kind of came back and made it interesting late. How were you guys able to stave them off? What's the biggest adjustment you have to make coming back after missing that kind of a stretch? Having that fourth quarter rest now on a back-to-back heading up to Portland tomorrow. How are you feeling? Now, this last stretch of the season, there's pretty much 2 days off in between each game. Is that really going to help your rhythm getting back into it? All right, thanks, Chris.
All right, no problem.
With Chris Paul and Madelyn Burke, you're watching LAC TV. Well, thanks. With JJ Redick, I'm Madelyn Burke. You're watching LAC TV. Jared Dudley, this is the first day that you have been introduced as a Los Angeles Clipper. What does it feel like to be here? All right, JJ, when you first heard about the trade, what was your initial reaction? And what was your first reaction when you heard about the trade? Coming in here for this press conference today, how much does this kind of make it a reality for you? Now, you got to interact with some of your new teammates and Matt Barnes, one of your former teammates with Phoenix today, but how real is it coming together for what you guys are about to accomplish this season? Now, you and Chris played together or against each other in college, and he kind of mentioned how fun that was. Yeah. But what do you remember about that, and now being alongside him as his teammate? How different is that? Now, you mentioned you felt like a rookie with all this media, but I'm sure you're a little used to this Hollywood scene with that movie 43 appearance you had.
Yes.
How was that? Now, looking at how this Clippers team is coming together so far, what are your anticipations for getting this season going? All right,
Yes.
Movie career to rest. Let's get going on basketball.
Yes.
All right, thanks, Jared. With Jared Dudley, I'm Madelyn Burke, and you're watching LAC TV. Thanks, JJ. Congratulations. Clippers held another pre-draft workout today. I'm here with Kenny Kaji. Kenny, how did this workout go for you today? Clippers held another pre-draft workout today at the training facility. I'm here with Jeff Withey out of Kansas. Jeff, taking your game to the NBA level, what do you see the biggest or the most immediate impact for you in the next level? It was a pretty long workout today. What did they put you through? Talking about defense, and you mentioned blocking shots. You're one of the nation's leading shot blockers. What does it take to be so good at that? What area of your game do you see being the quickest to translate from the college to the NBA level? Now, during today's workout, what was the highlight for you during this workout experience? Now, what is the biggest challenge, do you think, translating the game? You've done a lot of these workouts so far. I know you still got a few to go, but during this process, what's the best piece of advice that anyone's given you during this process of the pre-draft workouts and all that you've gone through so far? What's the best piece of advice that you've gotten from either a fellow player or a coach along the way? Thanks, Kenny. Good luck to you. Thanks, Jeff. Good luck to you. Clippers with a 118-105 win over the visiting Raptors, but perhaps that third quarter was really where the game took a turn. You guys were up by 22, and they were intentionally fouling, and you made those free throws when they sent you the line, but it seemed to take you guys out of rhythm offensively. What was up with that? JJ Redick returning to the practice court yesterday. How did it feel to get back out there and play? 41 minutes. Now, the team scrimmaged quite a bit yesterday. It was the first time you guys scrimmaged since training camp. Did you feel like you were able to kind of pick up where you left off? Now, the pace you mentioned, too, you guys play much faster, and they seem to play a little bit better when they slow it down. How were you able to kind of keep control over that throughout the game? Physically, you feeling good? You feeling ready to kind of get back out on the court for a preseason game this week, perhaps? It's been a pretty crazy stretch for you guys lately, but now you got the next 5 games at home. What does that do to kind of settle down a little bit here? Thanks, JJ.
All right, thank you.
Thanks, DeAndre. Mm-hmm. We're in Salt Lake City for the second Clippers preseason game. I'm here with Lou Amundsen. Lou, how has this preseason process gone for you so far with the Clippers? Reggie Bullock, first points of this game, and also your first points in a Clippers jersey today as the Clippers beat the Hawks in the first Summer League game. How did it feel to get out there and play? Your familiarity with Alvin's got to help not only you pick up the offense, but you kind of help your teammates now get into the flow of things as well, right? Now, you guys have only been together for about a week, but it seems like there's some pretty solid cohesion already. How well is this team playing together? There's a lot of talk about the little things and the details, but when you look at the offense as a whole, what's probably the most difficult thing for somebody who hasn't done it before to pick up on? Now, you had Chris Paul and Blake Griffin also sitting courtside watching you play. How cool was it having your new teammates also here to support you? And for you personally in this training camp process, are you feeling the heat of the competition on this team as well? Did they say anything valuable already? What are you looking to get out of tonight's game? Good shooting indeed, 18 points, but I have to ask, those new jerseys you were wearing today with the short sleeves, how did it feel to play in those for the first time? Lou?
Thanks.
With Lou Amundsen and Madelyn Burke, you're watching LAC TV. Yeah, it didn't look like it did. Yeah. Well, thanks, Reggie. With Reggie Bullock, I'm Madelyn Burke, and you're watching LAC TV. A whole lot of UCLA in the house right now. I'm seeing you, Matt Barnes, Darren Collison, even Gerald Madkins upstairs. I mean, you guys are bringing the Bruins in here now.
I mean,
A big move for the Clippers today. I'm here with Clippers Vice President of Basketball Operations, Gary Sachs. Gary, you got your man, Doc Rivers, as the head coach in place. How good does it feel to have this process be finished? Now, I mean, you've been in this gym pretty much every day since the season ended. Your teammates have always noted what a hard worker you are, a guy that stays ready, but how much have you been working on this summer, and what exactly have you been working on to stay ready? Talking about a championship level team, I mean, Doc Rivers is one of just 4 active coaches in the NBA with a ring. I mean, how valuable is that for you guys? Brand new player, wow, and now you got a brand new player with a kind of brand new looking team right here. But a little familiarity for you too. Doc Rivers, you played with him in Boston for a season. What kind of relationship do you two have? Now his title is Senior Vice President of Basketball Operations and Head Coach. He's going to be helping, you guys are all working together in building the best possible team, which starts tomorrow really. The draft is, just hours away seemingly. I mean, how do you guys hit the ground running in this situation? Looking ahead, you know all these guys so well. What can you tell us, or what can you kind of anticipate for this season coming up? Great, thanks so much, Gary. Very exciting moment right now.
We're all excited.
So excited. Well, we are excited. I hope you are excited. With Ryan Hollins, I'm Madelyn Burke. You're watching LAC TV. With Gary Sachs, I'm Madelyn Burke, and you're watching LAC TV.